Okay, I think I'm live. This is going to be the review and commentary of today's trading session. Was a bit rough start on the day, but it ended up in the green. If you just scroll here to the end and check out the P&L for the day. Let's see if I can get this going. Yeah, so basically what we see off the start, had a couple of quick scalps, then lost that again, a little bit in the positive again, lost that again. So it's just hovering around break even. I went down to like a minus 100 of drawdown of maximum, and it couldn't really break this sort of 250, 300 level. And then finally I got some good trades in here, did some stupid things, not so stupid, the setups were good, but the execution was bad. I was a little bit late on the trigger, and then that ended up in me taking a few big losses. But then I finally got that good win streak there, so I took it up to hit the daily profit target. To anyone that isn't familiar with my method of trading, basically what I'm looking for is absorption. I'm reading the delta and compare that to price. And when I see that there is a push on the delta, so basically the aggressive buyers trying to push price up, but price is stalling, then I'm gonna take that to the short side. If you're not familiar with passive buyers and passive buyer sellers and aggressive buyer sellers, I think you should watch one of my other videos I have on the subject. I will make a more detailed video soon enough, and then I'll go into detail, but I do have a video up called what I call it, something cringe, learn this strategy and become a professional order flow day trader, something like that. Anyway, you'll find information on it. So let's just go through the trades here and see how I did today. So today I started a little bit later. You can see down here it's basically 45, so it's 9:45 a.m. Eastern time that I started trading today, because I've been losing quite a lot of the open lately, and I just wanted to sort of avoid that. So here we already start seeing a little bit to the downside. We see strong delta, strong buyers trying to push price up, but they're not really, it's not reflecting that on price. Like they're still within the very low of the range, but the delta is showing that there's a push, attempt to push price up. I'm also looking that the sellers had just taken out this huge liquidity that I was laying down here. So I'm expecting a short-term reversal, maybe coming up and taking out this liquidity, or maybe even this liquidity right up here that is sitting on the order book. So at this point, I definitely see that the absorption is starting to happen to the downside, but I want price to come a little bit further up, maybe close to this volume, the point of control up here, or up in this liquidity zone up here. So now I'm just zooming out a little bit just to see where are we in the price action, because it has been like a steep sell-off all morning. And off of steep sell-offs, you often get also steep pushes back up into sort of where the sell-off started from. So I don't want to get caught on the wrong side. Now we really start seeing massive delta push, both on the cumulative delta and also on this bar, very strong aggressive buying. But still the price is not that aggressive. I do want price to come up here though. I think I'm gonna enter here. Yeah, the moment that we start seeing this rejection, there I enter just a short scalp back down to the top of this range. And the basis is, I mean, really just like a lot of aggressive buyers, but price is not really getting that high up. And when all of these buyers were rejected, I saw that as a good opportunity to take a quick, what was that, 17 ticks to the downside or something like that. I should maybe explain, if it's the first time watching, what I'm looking at on my charts. Both charts are the NQ, so the NASDAQ futures, and we have on the left side, we have a cluster chart with a delta footprint on it, and So basically, if there's a lot of green lines and they're very deep, so that shows the volume of the aggression in on that tick, so on that price level. If you see a lot of red bars down here, you just saw there was a lot of selling going on, and then up here there's a lot of buying going on. Right, so what I'm looking for is a lot of selling at a low that is then being rejected. That basically means that the passive buyers are absorbing this, and I want to take a quick scalp to the upside if I see something like that. And opposite, if I see strong buyers, strong aggressive buyers, so that is reflected on the delta. So these green lines you see within this bar, when they're getting rejected, I want to scalp that to the downside. So basically, I'm just playing trap traders on both sides. And you can get many setups within even a single minute, just scalping up and down like that. And then down here we have the cumulative delta. So I think most people should be familiar with that indicator. I think I'm going to take another short here. Again, we see the squeeze on the delta, right? They're trying to get price up higher, but price is stalling here, so that looks like a very good short as well.
Order filled.
I took that there.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Just see if I can, oops, get a little bit better quality here. That's already on the max. So getting close to my TP there. I think it must be around 22 ticks on that one. I take it off there. I don't like how it retraces back up, but then of course the sell-off came there immediately. But that's just how it is sometimes. I remember this session here today, I did take quite a few of those trades where I was on the right side. I was already in a position, and then I take it off. I think I should try and work a little bit on that, like holding the trades a little bit longer. Here now I try the same thing again. Let's see here. So basically this is the opposite, right? So when the time that this bar down here had closed, we see this move down reflected in this amount of sellers, and then there's even more sellers coming in to not even break the low, and we see the same over on these aggressive sellers over here on the delta. So I take that to the upside. So you see with this trading style, there's no real bias. It doesn't really matter if price is going up or it's going down, because obviously price is going up and down all the time, and I'm just trying to capitalize on those small retracements back into the range. Obviously, if it's a strong trending market, I try to only go in the direction of the trend, but I trade a lot of reversals of tops and lows, so it's it's only if there's really aggressive moves. I don't want to see that also reflected on the correlation between price and delta. So if I see dynamic absorption to the upside, for example, I will never short that. But if only price is going up, but I see absorption hitting from the delta, then I'll gladly short that, even though that the price looks like it's going up very, very fast and aggressively. So again, if anybody is watching this, I know I don't really have any subscribers on my channel so far, but the idea with these review sessions is really just for myself to look at the trading day. I'd like to do that generally just to see what I did wrong, what I can do better, but also to be able to comment a little bit on the trades that I'm taking, for if at some point somebody catches onto my channel, that they can actually get something out of it, because I don't have time to comment while I'm trading. It's just too intense, this form of scalping. So the reason why I take this short, I took it short up there, basically is because of strong buyers here, a lot of strong buyers over here. So now I'm thinking these buyers are already trapped, price had already moved away from them, and then they're trying again one last time, and they're not able to get up above this high. So I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get a retracement down maybe to this liquidity zone. So I put my TP here right there, this liquidity zone, a little bit above it. But I think I'm going to take a loss, and this one price gets down close enough, at least more than halfway to my TP, but then it goes in the other direction. So of course, no strategy is always guaranteed to win. I think the big question is, like, what makes me like with this type of trading, it's also a matter of being able to really stick to the strategy, because it happens so fast, and you don't have time to hesitate. You need to really be ready to hit the button. But even when I do take, it looks like a perfect setup, sometimes the aggressors just wins, and that's completely fine. So that's calculated into my sort of trade stats, right? So my win rate and my risk to reward and so forth. And I can take easily 20 trades in a day, sometimes 50, sometimes even 100. Then I do typically start getting a little bit fatigued. So the reason why I take this short here, not really happy about it now that I see it. We don't really see any absorption up here, so there weren't really any aggressors up here in this level. I'm thinking there was this big order sitting on the book that had been filled. It wasn't taken off, it wasn't spoofed, and there's still a little bit left over, and I'm thinking it's probably gonna hold and make price jump back down into this this trend line sort of forming over, like into it, at least somewhat into, maybe taking out these lows, but I don't think I'm gonna get it here on this one. I think I'm gonna take another full loss here.
Order cancelled. Order placed.
Now we start seeing something interesting. So again, a strong delta push up here, but not a whole lot of, at least it didn't break the high. So I'm having my finger ready, I think, on the exit button. But I want to hold on to it just to give it another, give the passive sellers up here another chance to try and push it lower down. Don't know if I don't remember if I get it here. Looks like I'm gonna get taken out. I think this wig is holding. Yeah. Okay, so I took it off there. Not a full loss. I think this was one of those again with it, then finally push it down, and I would have taken another win. So yeah, that's the second time of the day. Already they're gonna push it lower down now in just a bit. I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah, there we go. So that would have been my TP. So two of those, that's a little bit annoying, but that's just how it goes. The reason you see this equity line here updating a little bit slow, it's just a task trading platform that I'm using. There's an issue with it since about a month now, and they keep on saying that they're gonna update it. Everything else in this platform, I love it. But this equity real-time equity tracker here is so slow after a recent update they did some time ago.
Order placed.
Yeah, so here we same thing, right? Sellers trap down here. They already tried down here, and they come back down, try one more time. There were a little, like, pretty high liquidity on the book here, and now they did manage to close down below this. So I'm thinking we're probably gonna get a quick sweep to the upside.
Order placed. Order placed.
I'm just putting my stop here fairly close, I think, for now.
Order placed.
So at this point I put in another buy limit because I do see
Order canceled.
so basically just means if my stop loss is hit, I'm immediately gonna enter in for another buy. So I'm probably gonna take one loss and then take a win. And the only reason why I'm doing that is again because I see all these trad traders down here, and the passive buyers are starting to step up now.
Order filled. Order cancelled. Order placed. Order placed.
Again, we see them really trying, right? So they're desperately trying to push price down the aggressive sellers, but price is staying up in this area. So I'm thinking if price comes back down to this point of control, the highest volume traded within this price section here, I would love to take a squeeze to the upside. I'm not really happy entering at market here just because we're already pretty high up in this little channel, and I'm also thinking there is a chance that they will take out this low before then making the final move up. And I don't really want to get caught on the wrong side of that, but I think this one goes up without me, then I'm too greedy on my entry on this one.
Order cancelled. Order placed. Order
Same
cancelled.
thing. Expecting a short here off of the cluster of buyers trying to push it up, getting rejected.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
So I'm expecting a sweep back into sort of at least this, make it like a break and retest type of thing. And also now we really see them trying to push the aggressive buyers. They might win on this one. They're really trying now. You see all these buyers starting to step up above the high. So the aggressive buyers are really hitting the ask here at this point. So now it's really just a question: are the passive sellers going to hold this level, keep restacking the limit sells, or are they finally gonna pop through and then it's gonna be a pretty aggressive pop to the upside?
Placed.
Either direction, it can typically when we see that kind of formation, it goes fast to either one of the two sides. Now they obviously went to my stop loss in this case, so
Order placed. Order cancelled.
and then I think I'm gonna get caught now on the wrong side here. The also, I don't know why I took that long there. I think I was expecting this volume to hold.
Order cancelled. Order filled. Order cancelled.
So now we start seeing something that I like. That's why I'm also willing to push down my stop loss order a little bit. Obviously my entry wasn't very good, but we see sellers, a lot of sellers stepping in here, and now the bar is turning green. So basically all these market sellers down here, they are getting rejected now, and we are right on this break and recess level of this break. So I put on another contract just to get a little bit of a better entry price. Obviously my risk is increasing, but I'm only trying to get out at break even at this point, or like with a small win.
Order cancelled.
So I think I took that off manually. It would have hit my TP again there, but we were right at this point of control. I didn't want to risk that price just completely flushes down and take me out for a big loss there. So again, this trade session, it was win some, lose some, win some, lose some, and then just in the end I finally managed to get into a good flow and reading the price action. It definitely looks like I should go long. Okay, I finally entered off, and the reason why that was so clear, same thing, just all of these sellers trapped down here on the delta, coming down into liquidity, and then price stalling, and then you need to be fast and hit the buy button as fast as possible. because typically when you see these rejections, then price moves very fast away from that. And if it happens a few times in the session also that I see it, and by the time that I then hit either the sell or the buy button, the price has already moved more than halfway to where my take profit would be. So I'm losing out half of the trade basically. And I think that resulted in a couple of losses even in this session. Now we start seeing the same thing again here. So I'm still thinking longs is a play. Again, I think I'm doing the same thing here. Yeah, so I get tagged in there. I placed, even though I started seeing them being trapped over here already, the reason why I put the limit order instead of just marketing in was because I wanted to get a discount. Basically, I wasn't willing to enter up here. So now again, we're up at this high liquidity zone here. Now they're breaking through it.
Order placed.
Don't know why I took a short there, I have to say. I should get out of that position. I don't know why I'm holding on to that.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I mean, that was really bad. I definitely saw signs that the price would go up, and now I see it in hindsight. I guess that's another reason, or it's good for me to watch these videos again, because that just cost me $200, and that was it was not a good setup. When I saw I still had a chance to get out of it, I should just exit it. So I think it was probably in my mind that I had now 3 times in this session already I had lost, I had missed out on winning trades because I exited positions too early. But all of those were setups that were actually, like, I could see the discrepancy between the aggressors and the passive players. So they were all valid setups. And then finally I take a setup where it's probably a little bit irrational of me to take it, and then I choose to stay in the trade. This one, I don't mind it. I mean, we obviously get squeezed back up. But at least I definitely saw some signs, mostly the aggressive buyers in this delta bar right here, and price is stalling around the top. So I'm not mad about taking this trade. I don't know if I'm gonna take another loss here. It definitely looks like it now. Yeah, they probably want this high over here, but let's see if I...
Order cancelled.
Okay, so I did get a bit lucky on that one. But sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're unlucky. That's really a part of the game here. Yeah, so now I see that I'm start typing here. There's a news release in a few minutes. Orange folder news, and right, there will be no trades until news, and then I start seeing something that I think is it actually looked like a really good setup, and I take it, even though I know I shouldn't be trading a few minutes before the news. But I take it anyway, and of course I take a loss. So again, I think I'm gonna enter in soon here. The reason for it being is we see strong aggression in the bias. We see it here on this delta bar also, but price just keeps going further down. So the aggressive bias really try to get back up to the top, but price is going down. So that means the passive sellers are moving their limit orders down, just tracing price, and I'm expecting them now to want to come and take out this low before the news release. So I think I'm going to enter in short here in just a bit. Yes, especially after this, right? We see this really strong attempt to the upside from the aggressive buyers, and price stalling at this point. So I think now I'm going to hit the short end a bit. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, taking a $130 loss on that one. That was silly. But
Stop filled.
and it looks like I'm just getting tagged out to the tick. So I don't. I mean, I obviously wouldn't want to enter in again here. You know, it looks like it would have been another win possibly, but yeah, I think that was right around my TP level. So very unfortunate. I should have put my stop loss a little bit higher on that one, but so yeah, I mean, not a very beautiful equity line, but again, it's just a part of trading, and that's one of the reasons why I like these short scalps intraday, because typically, I mean, any trader will have an equity line that goes through periods of stagnation, or like break even, drawdowns, whatever. But I tend to have all of those periods within a single day. So let's say a more position type trader, he will have you know, a month. Like let's say I've taken 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 trades at this time. For many traders, that's what they take in maybe 14 days, or maybe even a month, or maybe a week, right? Depending on how many trades you take a day. I think a lot of day traders, they take 1 to 2 trades in a day, and they win one day, lose another day, win another day, lose another day. At least for me, that was very frustrating to go through these cycles, and basically by the end of the week or the end of the month, I would be back to where I started. Whereas when I'm doing these scalps, I go through those periods of break even, slight drawdowns, whatever. But typically by the end of the day, because I set a daily profit target, almost every day I hit that profit target. I just keep trading until I get there, or if I feel like I'm doing things that I shouldn't be doing, I'm revenge trading, I'm losing my control, then I just go away and I accept the loss. But other than that, really, I mean, you there's just no trading system, at least from what I've seen and from professional traders that I've seen trade. Everybody goes through those phases, right? But if you're swing trading and you're taking 5 losses in a row and you take 5 losses in a month, it takes so much time to get back. And I really do think that is the advantage with scalping. Obviously, this type of trading is very costly in commissions and fees. Today, I think I paid $114 in commissions, and that adds up. So on a $900 win, you take away maybe 750 or something like that. But that's a price that I'm happy to pay just to be able to end most days in the positive. Again, a few ticks away from my TP. I don't know if I'm going to hold on to this one or if I'm going to get...
Order cancelled.
For For sure, there's liquidity building here. So the question is, are they...
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
Ah, that is so unfortunate. I was too greedy with my take profit. I did expect, though, after the news that they would probably take out the highs and then reverse the market down very aggressively. So I stayed in that position a little bit too long. I think now it's going to happen and I at least get out here with a 40 tick TP. Or is this going to be another squeeze to the upside? Don't really remember it. I'm just looking left here because there is that sort of swing high over that like there's basically like a supply zone that we are at right now. So
Order placed.
I do think I got out of TP with this one. I don't remember, but now we also start seeing buyers getting absorbed up here. They keep on trying a lot of aggression in the buyers, but price is halting here. There's sort of right shoulder, there's little head and shoulders patterns. So I'm confident to stay in the trade at this time. Yeah, now we see that, I don't know if you saw that, but there were like a huge liquidity block forming up here and they just tagged up and took that liquidity. So the question with liquidity is always, are they going to push through it, or or is it they just want it and then they reverse in the other direction? At least for now, it looks like they just wanted it and then they want to push price down lower. But definitely struggling a little bit there.
Order filled.
Finally broke it. Could be a good short there. Yeah, okay, so I did take it.
Order placed.
There is a lot of liquidity up here though. So that's right here where I put my stop loss on the other side of that. They probably want that. I'm not sure what happens here.
Order cancelled. Stop.
So that, yeah. So I hope that liquidity would hold. It might hold and they're gonna push price lower down now, but I took the loss there. I see a lot of sellers coming in on the delta. Look at this. Obviously, there's this huge block of order sitting down here on volume. And it doesn't take a whole lot of buyers to push back up into the top of the range. So I'm still thinking the passive buyers are still controlling the market so far. There is obviously these wicks down here that I'm thinking that they might want to come down and take out that before pushing price up higher. So, but generally when I see the market being imbalanced like that, where it doesn't take a lot of aggressive buyers to move price up higher, I'm thinking the big boys who are putting in the limit orders on the bids, they're controlling price at this time. And the direction is upwards. And again, we see here some signs of sellers stepping in, but just getting rejected, at least for now. So again, that just tells me that the buyers that had kept on trailing there, even now we look how they're squeezing on the aggressive sells. They might push through it now, but look at all these sellers up here. I would be surprised if price doesn't continue to the upside. I don't remember what happens, but at least I'm not in a position right now. But seems like the sellers are winning here. So yeah, I have my limit order there at the top of this break and retest. Again, just because I'm thinking the bias and control, I almost got filled, and then price goes back up to volume where I wanted to get out. So I'm still just seeing the passive bias is still there, definitely. Strong push on the delta, a lot of sellers, and prices kind of stalling around this demand zone. So I am okay with keeping this trade on for now.
Order cancelled.
I even moved my stop loss a little bit further down because I'm confident that they will shoot price up, and that happened right there. So in general, sometimes you'll see that the aggressors are controlling the direction of the market, and sometimes you'll see the passive players are controlling the direction of the market. Obviously, in general, we say that the aggressors is what moves price in a certain direction. At least that's typically what you hear when you look into education on order flow training. From my experience, I must say though that and that's also what I'm playing with this system, I see a lot more of in reality it's dynamic passive buyers and sellers. So the passive players that are dynamically moving the orders up and down, tracing after price, that is really controlling the direction of the market. That's much more frequent. And then sometimes you'll just see that they're in complete agreement. When delta is going up, price is going up, there's no real discrepancy between the two.
Order placed.
And I guess it's sort of like the imbalance between that I'm trying to take advantage of with this system here.
Order placed. Order cancelled.
So again, obviously, I mean, I'm not aiming for huge wins. It's typically between $80 to $200 per trade, either loss or win. So, I mean, you can obviously just, if you put on 2 contracts, that's the double, right? So there is really no issues with scaling a system like this. I feel confident to where I am now with trading to just play a single mini contract at a time. Anything above $500 a day is I'm completely happy with that for like an hours of work a day, not even.
Order placed. Order placed.
The reason why I put that sell limit order there, again, we see, you don't see it now because it sort of has been overplayed, but we saw a lot of buyers up here, so the strong buyers, every time they came up and they tried to make that squeeze to the upside, they got rejected. So that's what you see in the wicks. But what you don't see, if you just look at the candles, is where is the buying actually taking place. It's right up at the top. I mean, and this one also a little bit down here in the low, but here there were a buyer right at this price. So around 20,659 that were really interested in trying to move price high up, and he keeps on getting rejected. So I put my limit order right up in this liquidity zone. So where there was this white block here, that was a high liquidity node or liquidity order on the book. So I just put my limit order just below that. And then I'm just trying to get back to the bottom of this range.
Order cancelled.
So a very tight stop loss there. If price goes higher up, I'm not interested in being in that trade anymore, because then I'm thinking they want to take out the overall highs of the day. They try one more time, but again we see the same thing. Buyers up in the very top, and price immediately rejects it. So I think I'm leaving it on. I don't remember what happens here, but at least now when I see it in the replay, I definitely should leave it on and just try to get price down to the bottom of the range. Don't see a need to get out of that trade at all.
Order canceled.
Yeah, so that got taken out there.
Order play.
Yeah, again, I do the same thing again. We just see now they just moved the range a little bit higher up, but the buyer is really trying up in this area. But price is still just around the tops here. At least, yeah, down to this volume node, I would agree with what I'm doing. I mean, obviously, it's still me, but yeah, I wouldn't agree on moving my stop loss up there. That is a little bit of a sketchy move, I have to say. But I might get away with it. At least for now, the passive sellers are still seeming like they're in control. Now we sort of start seeing that the passive buyers are starting to buy this up. At least we saw a fairly big green bar here and just agreement between aggressive buyers and sellers. So the delta here on this bar was -3, so only 3 more sellers in total contracts sold than buying contracts from the aggressors, yet the candle moved all the way back up there. It can also be a manipulation. You'll often see that the passive players sort of like ping pong price up and down a few times before they then make a move. Yeah, so typically you'll see that as I was just explaining there, this move here was really what initiated this whole move right there, and you'll typically see that they make those reversals based on, like, obviously now it's supported by the delta, but if you look at that first bar that was this one down here, so this bar right here, that's, you know, pretty much balance between aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers, yet price retraced more than 50% of this entire down move, and that you very often see that's sort of what initiates then a strong move to the upside. And then once the passive buyers are pushing price up, and then when the aggressive buyers also starting to say, okay, I'm willing to take that offer, then price really just goes in that direction.
Order placed. Order canceled.
So I took that long there. Again, same thing, just a massive squeeze to the downside, massive red delta, but no follow through on price. Think I'm going to take a loss on this one though. I don't remember. But definitely happy with the entry.
Order canceled.
So I took it off there. The reason being, and man, this is the 4th time in this session now. That's at least $400 that I just took off the table. We saw basically a sign to the opposite side that there was strong buying, and then it got rejected. And I thought, okay, now they're trapping to the other side, and they're gonna push price at least down to this volume. And I hit the exit button, and then right after that, they push price up. So I really should get better at staying in trades a little bit longer, and then just accepting the loss if my stop loss is hit. Because at least, I mean, and it happens quite often, I have to say, that I'm taking trades off, and then it goes straight to where my TP was, and that's pretty frustrating.
Order placed. Order placed.
Got in very late on that one. I think that was one. I think I'm gonna take a loss here. Yeah. You started seeing it roll over while the price was still up here, and I wanted to just target these wicks down here, but by the time that I pressed, it had already squeezed down. I mean, not trying to excuse myself, but something I need to
Order filled. Order canceled.
I need to hit the button immediately or not hit it at all. I can't do this where I'm seeing it, I'm hesitating, I want a bit more confirmation. By the time the confirmation is there, the edge is already gone. This one I'm okay with it. The reason being these strong sellers down here, very strong delta bar, negative delta bar. It typically is like a stop run, and then they move price back up, but I think I'm going to take another loss on this one if I remember correct. Yeah, so
Order placed.
I get in immediately there just because of this wick down here, and I'm expecting take out liquidity and then get back up to the top, at least back up to volume, and I think that does happen here in this one also. Okay, so they take out that volume node. Might take another loss here. Or get extremely lucky. In that scenario, I would most of the time have entered a second position down here and then get out at break even, just because it's such a classic setup. We're way above value, coming back into value. There is almost bound to be some kind of retracement off of that. So I would have already been out of the position here. One would have made a profit and the other one would have been break even. So it probably made, I don't know, $80-$90 or something.
Order cancelled.
But I got very lucky on that one. Can't deny that. But again, we're up here $400 and then back down to $100 now. And now it's gonna print that we're probably up around $200 at this time. I'm aiming for about 600 to 800. Could go short there. I don't know if I'm doing it, but we see these buyers getting rejected up here. We're at volume. Again, they're trying. Now they're managing to get out there. They're getting rejected again. So yeah, very late to enter. Ah, man, I mean, I really wanted to enter up here at volume, and instead I get filled down here. Just not good.
Order cancelled. Order cancelled.
So I took that off. I started seeing now the opposite. We have sellers really trying, a lot of aggressive selling, not getting through. So I'm immediately taking that long again. Just prices hang around, and obviously this looks like a beautiful demand pocket here. Trying, not getting through. They're still trying though, so. But you see how this level is holding up, and the sellers down here keeps getting rejected. I'm fairly confident this is gonna go up at this time. The question is, are they gonna take out this low first? Normally when you see this type of denial, they will not manage to take out the low, the sellers. I do move my stop down just a little bit below, just to make sure. So they definitely try one last time here.
Order placed.
Again, here I do the same thing. I put a limit order directly. So if they come down, take out my stop, I wanna go directly long. Now buyers are starting to be interested also, and they manage to move price up higher. Do get a squeeze down. Don't remember what happens here. But again, here we see the sellers are getting rejected again, so I'm still fairly confident in this trade. Question is they only going to take out this wick and then move it around, or they want to get the volume up here? I'm aiming for the volume. I might not get it.
Order cancelled.
So I took it off manually there. Again, taking it off a little bit early, but sometimes it's better just to take the profit you got, and then especially we're close to like the point of control, and many sellers will be sitting up here interested in selling this, so I didn't want to sit in a possible retracement. Looks like a good short here. Don't know if I'm taking it. Yeah, so I took it there.
Order cancelled. Order placed.
So here even, again, the reason why I move my take profit a little bit lower down to this volume down here, if you see this huge red bar, there were almost no sellers in that bar, or aggressive sellers. It's -10. So compared to the bar before that, so that's this one, there were 72 more buyers than there were sellers, and price didn't close higher than where it opened. So that really tells me, okay, now there's a passive seller sitting up here, a strong one, controlling price, not being able, like not allowing the aggressive buyers to push through higher. That's sort of the first sign. Then I get filled in that one, price moves down, and then we start seeing delta is only -10, so it didn't take a whole lot of aggressive sellers yet price filled this much. So that's obviously sort of like a mini iceberg. So just a passive seller sitting here, keep on restacking and tracing price down, forcing price to go lower down. So at this time I'm confident, okay, this is probably going to be a pretty strong move, just like we saw it before this one. So I'm aiming for a little bit of a higher TP, and in this case still having a very controlled risk of just above the high there.
Order filled.
And again, placing my TP above the volume. It might go through the volume, but I don't want to. I don't want to be greedy. I think this one would probably have been good to have a runner on it. I don't remember exactly what happens here. So now we start seeing the opposite. Strong sellers trying to push price down, yet price continues to go up. Still not convinced I want to go to the long side though. It does squeeze through though, at least for now.
Order placed.
So I took the long there. Again, we saw the sellers down at the lows here trying to push price lower down, yet the price keeps rejecting. So I'm expecting they want to come up and take out some of this volume up here. I am also aware that there is this high volume node down here, and they maybe want to push price down there before then going higher. But for sure, the passive buyers are in control right now. Again, they're really trying, the sellers here. So yeah, I think they just got this volume here. Do I take a loss here? I don't remember. Still looking good. Obviously, I'm close to my stop loss, but what I'm seeing in the order flow is still looking good. So we see continuous attempt to selling, but they're not able to break this volume node down here. So that's why I'm still happy to be in the trade, even though it's close to my stop loss.
Order cancelled.
There is a lot of liquidity sitting up here. They're taking that now, it looks like. So this yellow line is what you see there. So they just shoot straight through it. Might have been lifted before it actually got filled. So
Order placed.
so the reason for going short there, immediately we saw these strong buying at the top, aggressive market players expecting the breakout to continue up, yet price immediately rejects off of it, closes slightly red, so I quickly hit the sell button there.
Order placed.
Probably got a bit greedy with my take profit there. I should have aimed for this volume node. I don't know if we come down and I take a... Okay, so, okay. Price slam through that one. So I think that might have been the last trade of the day. Yeah, so here I'm just pulling out the equity graph. Again, I mean, it was rough until around here, and then we finally got, or I finally got out of that break-even zone. So that's it for today. If you got anything out of it, as always, please leave a comment. Hit the thumbs up button or whatever, and subscribe to the channel, then you'll get notified when I'm doing these reviews. I'm not gonna do it every single day, but I'll do it on occasion. And if you see that I'm live during trading, don't expect me to be commenting while I'm trading, but if you see that I'm live and doing a review and commentary, then jump online, ask any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And yeah, then let's see what comes out of it. Anyway, take care. Wish you all the best. Ciao, ciao.